What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah!
Throwdown Nation, what is going on? It is a Monday night, and we are live. We are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 209 of the Throwdown, where we celebrate the art and sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a wrestler based out of the great city of San Antonio, Texas, who is making a big splash on the scene. My friends, welcome with me, Mr. Darren Hale. How you doing tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm doing real nice, real good. How are you today?
Man, if I were doing much better, there'd probably be 3 or 4 of me.
That's a good. I've never heard that one before, actually.
And for those of you watching live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all or at least most of Darren's social media accounts along with mine. So do us a favor, if you aren't following or subscribed, take the time and go to each of the platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And we've already got some people pulling up in the Instagram chat. I'm looking over at the other screen here. We've got, I'm sure, a friend of yours, Elia Lopez.
Oh, what's up, King?
And we've got Bree's Wrestling Adventures. She's been joining us for a lot of these recently, and we definitely appreciate having her. And then JDN BLK Pro, maybe Jaden Black.
Yes, sir. Jaden Black. Oh, Jaden Black. Hello, everyone. Hello, my friends.
And also for those of you watching live, if you have questions or comments, just throw them in the chat and we'll either handle them as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first and really the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
How long have I been? That's a really simple question. I started my professional career about almost 2 years ago, right today.
Okay.
But I've been wrestling training since I was 16. I've been in and out of training since I was 16 years old. I first started in Roland, the owner of PWI. I first started in his backyard in about, I would say 2018, around that time. I think my time is off right now. But I started there for a minute. I was in and out of training just because as a teenager I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, and I just previously picked it back up about almost 2 years ago now. I started training with my brother. He put me back, or got me back into the ring, back at PWI, and from there it's just been all uphill from there.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, it sounds like you've been to a number of places. So who all has actually been a part of training you?
So the first two, the people I would like to say are Bulldog and Blackheart and Bobby Garrett, Cowboy Bobby Garrett. Those guys are two vets here in the independent scene in Texas. They first started training me. And then from there, I just started going to different places, meeting new people, and training with them. But if I had to say the definite trainers would be Bulldog, Bobby Garrett, or Bulldog, Blackheart, Bobby Garrett, and of course I'd have to add Caius up there as well.
Of course.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So in the earliest stages of your wrestling training, what would you say was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to kind of wrap your mind and body around, and what surprised you the most?
See, I would have to say, honestly, taking bumps. Holy shit, let me just say, if I can use that. That was something that I had to, if I had to describe it, it was more of a mental block and a mental obstacle than anything. it was just hard to bump properly and get around going like on my back and on going forward and falling because prior to stepping into wrestling, I was doing martial arts and a little bit of boxing here and there. So I was training in Muay Thai. So I was
Hmm.
of course training myself to not fall on my ass and to not
Right.
get, knocked out and stuff like that. But and if I were to actually fall, then I would do it, of course, properly. But it was a big mental block trying to learn how to fall properly so I wouldn't hurt myself and hurt the other person involved. And honestly, hitting the ropes was like the biggest, like the most surprising thing for me to learn because I thought it was something as easy as running at them and just allowing yourself to bounce off. But I didn't understand that there is a whole process and like a whole tempo to keep up to it. Like now it's second nature, of course. Like it's obviously second nature, and it's like one of my favorite sounds to listen to when somebody's running the ropes. But honestly, I didn't know how much how much mental mind to muscle memory and connection you need to have in order to properly bump to take a back bump in wrestling. Like that was the most surprising thing. And then hitting the ropes, of course, like that hurt way more than I anticipated. I remember after the first day of training, going back home, and my girlfriend at the time looking at me, being like, "What the fuck happened to you?" And like I just have rope welts all up and down my back. It was like it was insane. It was insane.
No doubt, no doubt. And over in the Instagram chat, Elia Lopez just put hashtag we love Matt, hashtag we love Darren, and hashtag we love Caius.
Hey,
Man,
hey.
that I had him on recently, and that kid has a bright future ahead of him.
Yes, definitely.
I
Me and my
mean,
brother have said that.
I mean, he is an old soul. I mean, when I got him on, I had no idea he was 14. I mean,
Mm,
he told me that, and I was like, "You're what?" I mean, because
mm.
he doesn't act like a 14-year-old. So
He
anyway,
carries himself very differently.
he does.
When we
So
first, I'm so
oh, go
sorry. I'm
ahead.
so sorry.
No,
When
go
we
ahead.
when we first ran into him or first saw him perform, me and my brother were like, "Who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy? Like, who is this?" And then of course
Yeah.
we got like we formally met him, and we're like, "Dude, you're a kid, and this kid has way more chops and like can is way more witty than us. Like, what the hell is going on?"
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, aside from martial arts, when you came into wrestling, did you have any other athletic background? Had you done any sports or anything like that, or just martial arts, or what?
So to be honest, no. I haven't I wasn't really athletic growing up at all.
Hmm.
So this was like my first martial arts was like it didn't just start like martial arts and then pro wrestling. It was like pro wrestling and then martial arts and then back to wrestling. But
Right.
prior to that, I didn't do anything. I had no idea, no concept of how to be athletic or how to even get into any sort of lane like that. It kind of just happened like if I had to describe it, um, I was playing basketball and learning how to box from my brothers just so I was staying out of trouble, if that makes sense. Like if I wasn't, because I was not a good kid. So to stay out of trouble, those were things that I would do to sort of just fill up my time. So because my brothers were obviously into stuff out there. They're very into the street life and all that, and they definitely didn't want their little brother getting into all that. So it was either if he's not playing his game, let's have him outside learning. So one of my brothers taught me how to play basketball, other one taught me how to fight, and from there it was just like it just kept adding to it, and I just learned how miraculously through when I met my the friend that I call a brother now, Jay Connor, my tag team partner. I always call him my brother because that's essentially what we are. We've grown up together, but not to get on that tangent. Um, when I met him, his dad, Bulldog Blackheart, or our coach, I'll call him my father too. Um, he taught us, because he wanted both of us to stay out of trouble, obviously. And so he was teaching us pro wrestling as a way of expression because there's a lot of times where we are getting into a lot of fights at this point in time. And I thought that I was Billy Badass because I was learning how to fight for my Muay Thai from my older brother. And so from there, it was just like, no, you're gonna do this, and when you learn this, you're not to lay a finger on anybody. And from there, it was like, okay, if I'm doing this in pro wrestling, then I might as well go to an actual formal Muay Thai school and learn how to do that formally. And then with them, it was like, hey, you're not doing this outside of this building, like, and then it was just all up from there, if I had to describe it perfectly.
Gotcha.
Sure.
So you mentioned your tag team partner, and
Yes, sir.
so tell us about the Chosen. How did it come to be?
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
I want to hear the backstory.
Oh, okay. So, my tag partner is Bulldog Jay Connor. He is a second generation wrestler, obviously, along with his younger brother, Wayne Blackheart. So, how we started the Chosen, um, every day after school, I would just hang out with this dude, and it was just like, okay, this dude's kind of crazy, he's kind of weird. It goes back to all the way then. Like this, the Chosen, the name and the tag team itself goes all the way back then. It's even before wrestling. And it's crazy. I was hanging out with this guy, then we're best friends. I'm hanging out with him after school. We're playing WWE 2K19. We're watching old school wrestling. I'm watching Eddie Guerrero versus JBL. And then I'm looking at my brother like, yo, we can do that. Like, we can definitely do that. We got a trampoline in the backyard. Let's get it. We became backyard wrestlers. We're doing that every single weekend. We had people from the neighborhood coming to watch us. We're jumping off of pool ladders. We're hitting each other with baseball bats and kendo sticks and the classic WWE championships. We were the tag team championships in our own like in our own promotion. Like we were over. The kids in the neighborhood loved us, and then our dad was just like, "Okay, if you think you're that cool, let's see how you fare in an actual ring." So then it was just me and him for a little bit, and then eventually I was like, you know what, screw this, gonna do my own thing. It wasn't until recently, after that point, or almost 2 years, 3 years ago, that me and Jay fell out for a little bit, stopped talking to each other. Almost 3 years ago now. We just recently got back in contact, and we're sitting here doing our own thing. And I look at him, and I'm asking him a question like, "Are you still doing the wrestling shit? And is your dad still training people?" So of course, he answers yes. I pick up everything and I go to training. My first day back at PWI, we're training. I have no idea who the other person is. His name's Quaden Carlisle, which is another friend of ours that we're training in, our little brother. I had no idea what the fuck they were doing, so I was just like, I cannot face these guys because I have no idea what they're doing. I don't even know how to do anything myself. I'm barely coming back. So then it was me and Jay most of the time. And every single time after that, it was me versus him, me versus him, me versus him. And that's how I was learning because I had been facing this guy in backyard matches and every other bout. We had done light sparring before the wrestling. Like, of course, it was me and him. So, of course, we're training for months. Months turned into like years at this point. And we're going back and forth with everything. And I'm getting off topic here because months turned into years was prior to us coming back to the ring. But as we're training here, it's just me versus him constantly. Then we get to the point where we're working, learning how to do tag team stuff. Of course, it's me and him. And so our first show for the whole school was at Night Owls. And of course, I was supposed to be his manager that night, but I didn't show up. So, of course, because I didn't show up, there was punishment at the school. So then people were just like, okay, let's see how you fare in another match. So then another match comes, and it's him and Quaden Carlisle in a tag team versus STK. And at that time, Quaden had never done a tag match. He never learned how to do tag teams formally, and he also never worked with Jay. He had only faced Jay. So it was just everyone going back and forth, and Quaden just telling me like, I'm not really like into this. I don't think I can do this. Like, it's versus SCK, which is an established tag team for the longest time, and it was for the tag championships too. and it was at the WSP promotion, and it was it was just like Quaden was just like sort of psyched out, and I can understand because it's a lot of pressure. So then
Yeah.
we're sitting there and we're just like, who the hell, like who is the replacement? Like who should we get to help Jay out? Like obviously Jay wants to do this, he's into this, but Quaden's not. And we're going through all this stuff, and everybody's like, why don't we just get why don't we get Darren? Like, why not we just ask Darren? Like they've known each other for so long. They literally grew up together, they've faced each other, they've done tag team stuff before. Like, obviously, why not we pair them together? So then off the bat, it was like, all right, cool. Dad was like, all right, bet. It's you two versus STK. And I remember just being super duper nervous because I had never this was my first ever solo like exhibition. I had never done anything prior to this by myself, like technically solo exhibition. But the only time that
Right.
I had worked in a ring prior to this in front of people was in like battle royals. And in those battle royals, I was able to face Jay and get eliminated by Jay so I can, be safe. So this was the first time I was
Right.
working with anybody. And so we get in there and we immediately start the match, or we're getting there, and we immediately start the match. And I remember that day vividly because the moment that day, the same day that we had decided that me and Jay were going to be a tag team, was the same day that we had debuted at EBW as a tag team. So we had got booked at EBW as a tag team. So on the day of us facing SCK, it was the morning, and it was for the tag team championships. It was our first ever debut match. We're going through the names, and we're trying to figure something out. And I remember us having a night at training, being like, "Nah, dude, like it feels like we're chosen to do this. Like it feels like it was just a God given thing because we could have been good at anything else. We could have chosen to do anything else, but obviously everything pointed to this." And I was like,
Yep.
dude, that should be our name, The Chosen. Because literally your dad's a wrestler, you got me into wrestling. I fell out of wrestling. I had to come back into this stuff, and now we're here. Like we're here. And not only that, on top of that, our debut match is for the tag team belts. Like even though we might not be winning them, we're still going to compete for them. And that's saying
Yep.
something. And then that on that same day, we have another booking at another company, and it's our debut match versus their established tag team. So, bro, we're chosen for this. So that we came up
Yep.
with the name, and ever since that point, like it's stuck. And then people only know us now as like the chosen. Like that's us two. Like you can't have Darren without Jay. It's literally like the dynamic duo. Like we made it a thing because we look at all these other great tag teams and other factions, like DX or NWO, and you see those guys, and they're their own independent. Like you can get Scott Hall from NWO, like you can pull them away from each other. Um, with the Chosen, it's literally like this. Like it's two and two. Like our styles are built off of each other. Like not even to sound like it's a symbiotic thing or anything, but it's literally just like the twins, like Sinners, the Smokestack twins, like or
Yeah.
the Sins from Bullet Train, or the twins from Bullet Train. Those guys, like we just paired so well together that it just stuck, and now everybody just that's who we are. Like we're if you see me somewhere, my brother's not too far behind, or if you see my brother, pretty much the Dudleys. If I could just
Yeah.
describe us, that's how it's been for a long time, and people have only known us from there, and our name sort of speaks for ourselves, like for itself. Like we were just chosen for this. Like if it's we're those guys essentially. If you have nobody else to work, or if you have nobody else to get to work, you can get us. We're those guys, the chosen dudes, and it's just been history from there. If I could say, like it's been our staple for a long time.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I'm presuming because this has been the answer to this question for the majority of people I've had on the show, but I'm presuming that you've been at least a fan of professional wrestling the majority of your life. Is that pretty
Yes,
accurate?
yes, yes. Actually,
What would you say is your earliest wrestling related memory?
ooh, my earliest. Um, I'd have to say, meeting a CML wrestler. in real life with my grandfather. My grandfather is the person I used to watch wrestling with a lot. And he would watch anything. He would watch TNA, he would watch CMO. So I got to know a lot of people, especially WWE, like seeing them. And I remember one time we were watching. We went to some CML show, and I remember just seeing a CMO wrestler, and not meeting, but formally like being acknowledged by a CMO wrestler with my grandfather. And I feel like that right there is like one of my earliest memories because it was like this guy. I'm in the same room as this guy, like, and he just pointed at me, and like we're the same. Like this is a real person that I'm looking at. Like this lucha libre is a real person that I'm looking at. I've seen him on TV multiple times before, but now he's looking at me. He's in front of me, and now he's
Yep.
pointing at me. And it's like
Yep.
it was just a magical moment because I just remember just like being the only person seeing this, and I'm just like I feel magical, and I wouldn't shut the hell up about it that entire night. Like you point at me, you point, and it changed everything, and it just made me fall in love with wrestling because it was like those guys were real life superheroes. Like that was like the real life Superman to me at that moment. Like I'm watching a person that I watched on TV in person, and like I was able to I was lucky enough to replicate that with one of the kids that keeps up with the Chosen. She used to watch us a lot at WSP, but we stopped, of course, showing up there. But she used to watch a lot of our matches like on YouTube, and she keeps up with like a lot of our stuff. Like her dad shows her our stuff on Instagram, and it was like I got to replicate that moment because like I always high five her, me and Jay always high five her or take pictures with her after the show, and it was like crazy to be able to like see that, uh, like be reciprocated in a way. Like it's a very full circle moment in a sense. Very healing, a very healing moment in my life, especially.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
So, away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests? What do you like to do?
I like to cook. I like to cook. I pride myself on my cooking. I would say that's about it. I don't really do anything else. I collect. Actually, that's a lie. I collect. My favorite hobby, aside from cooking, would have to be collecting action figures and comic books. It's my favorite thing to do. And DVDs. Oh my god. And CDs. I can go on for hours about all that stuff. Action figures especially. Me and my brother and like all of our close friends of ours, all we do is just geek out about like SH figure arts or Hasbro figures or Marvel Legend figures. Like I do, I spend an egregious amount of money on action figures. Like I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Like if I could count up if I can like get that money back, I could probably get a car, maybe. But I love it. It's my favorite thing because like I don't know, something about an action figure just like gives me a sense of nostalgia. Not only nostalgia, like this makes me feel calm just being able to like pose a figure and just sit there and look at it and just be like, huh. And then I could put it back in the box if I wanted to. And I'm also not like one of those like crazy collectors. Like I do have my limits about certain things, but like I don't know, there's something satisfying about just sitting there like in a quiet room or playing some music and chilling and just posing an action figure and like taking pictures of it and stuff. That's my favorite pastime.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, as far as your cooking goes, what is your favorite dish to cook?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good question. Oh, if I had to pick. If I had to pick. Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, cause anything fish related. Anything that has anything to do with fish. Salmon. I love salmon, even though I've like undercooked it so many times. Um, there's something about grilling fish. Not the smell. That's the only downside of it. But there's something about grilling it that's just very relaxing because it's not. It's one of those things. It's a meat that you don't have to have on a very high heat to finish cooking off. And it's just like you also have to pay close attention to it. And there's
Yep.
something so relaxing about zoning in and listening to this, like the sizzle of a salmon while you're cooking it and watching it go from red to like pink, and then to watch it like just change colors. It's very, very, very satisfying. Like especially cutting it. cutting fish for some reason. Like it's to see the blade like glide through. It's kind of like an art form for me. Sushi.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say sushi is my one of my favorite things to make. It's just it's so soothing. Sushi and ramen. Those are my favorite dishes to cook. And it's just so simple, so easy, so tranquil. It doesn't require a lot of time, but it also, if you wanted to spend a lot of time on these dishes, the quality would just get better. But also, like, if you wanted to just bullshit for like 30 minutes and throw an egg in it, it'll still be amazing. Like, there's you can't mess it up. And especially if you
Right.
know how to make a good ramen or a good sushi, like, ugh, it's very delicious. But yeah.
Absolutely. So, we're mostly a wrestling related show, but we dabble a little bit into pop culture here and there,
Hmm.
and I'm
Hmm.
always looking for recommendations. So,
Say less.
by any chance, are you watching or listening to anything cool right now?
Anything? Am I watching anything? Honestly, I watch a lot of like old stuff that's been out already. I'm watching the Sopranos.
Oh, the
I love
great
the
show.
Sopranos. I love the Sopranos. I'm obsessed with it. What else? Uh, Jeez. That honestly, the only thing I can think of right now is just the Sopranos. Like that's
Oh,
all I consume is that, or I'm watching like Batman Beyond or anything
gotcha.
like old school cartoons are my favorite, like Batman Beyond or Ed and Eddie. I'm a very simple minded person. If I could describe myself.
Gotcha.
Um, Honestly, if I could recommend anything, like I would recommend just getting like not a movie in general or not a movie specifically or something. I recommend Tubi. Getting on Tubi for a bit and just seeing what they have because they have so many hidden gems and it's free.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
free.
Yeah.
And there's so
Yeah.
many good horror movies and action movies and shows too. I spend a lot of time just like sometimes I won't watch. I'll treat it like it's actual cable. Like I'll watch one show and then I'll hop over to the next. Or I'll go like just back and forth. It's very good app. Very quality app. That'd be my recommendation.
For sure, for sure. So, how far into The Sopranos are you?
Shoot.
It's such a great show.
Yeah, I'm on season 5 right now, actually. I think
Oh
I
yeah.
just started season 5 after spoiler
Oh,
alert,
it's
if anyone hasn't seen it, but Tony's mom passed away already and now
yeah.
I'm experiencing him deal with that. I love it because like I never thought that they can make a show about a mobster going to therapy
I
and they
know.
make it
It's-
interesting. Like that's so cool. I
yeah.
think it's really cool watching him deal with life things, like everyday life, because it's like I deal with that sometimes, and it's like Tony Soprano is just a simple guy, not a simple guy,
Right.
not to infantilize all the crimes he's committed, but
Yeah.
like underneath all that, he's just a guy. He's just a
Yeah.
dude. And I think that's crazy to see, and especially now watching him deal with his mother's death, like, and to see the trauma behind that too in itself, like wow,
Yeah.
that's great. Like, and it's such good writing. Like, it really tells a good job at like speaking on generational trauma. Like, it's very interesting, very
Oh, for
interesting.
sure, for sure. When you're finished with The Sopranos,
Mm.
if you haven't seen it already, you need to take the time and see the movie The Many Saints of Newark.
Yeah,
It's a prequel.
yeah, I've
Yeah,
I've seen the clips of it, and I thought that was I had definitely have to check it out. I really
yeah,
want to. I really want to. That's
yeah.
one of the things I'm looking forward to.
It's really good. So,
Mm. It reminds me of
um,
El Camino, like for Breaking Bad.
oh, for sure, for sure. So, another outside of wrestling question. Outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
Really good. Ooh, there's a lot of people that inspire me, but I have to pick one. One person. Oh, jeez. Um, Damn. See, this is the hardest question, and I'm not supposed to think so much about it because I find myself looking up to a lot of people, just because you can find inspiration just about everything and anyone. But if I had to say if there's one person I look up to the most, a person I definitely aspire to be like. I would say my brother, my tag partner, Jay Connor, my best friend. I look up to him a lot because not to sound too mushy, but he's really shown me that we can grow as men and that we can make our mistakes and still be good people from them. And he's shown me time and time again by just showing up and being there that you can be strong and you can also be gentle. And if I had a perfect way to describe our dynamic, like our friendship, we're definitely Batman and Superman. Because like he is the gentleness in my life as a man, as somebody that I can look towards and be like, I can be myself and I'm able to be kind and be patient with people. And he's taught me a lot of that. And he's somebody I always wake up thinking, not to sound weird or anything, but he's a person, one of the people that I wake up and think about and be like, okay, what would he say about yesterday's problems type shit? Like what he's one of the people that I'm thinking of in the realm of problem solving when I'm waking up in the morning and thinking about the things that I need to take care of from the day before. Definitely has been somebody who has pushed me to be my best version of myself. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here where I'm at right now, especially in the wrestling industry. He's always been there, he's been my rock. That's my best friend, my brother. But yeah, that's somebody I look up to a lot, my biggest inspiration. Like I said, if it wasn't for him, I honestly don't think I would be here. And along with a lot of other people too, I have a really phenomenal support system. But if I had to choose specifically one person that I look up to a lot, it would be him, definitely.
Gotcha.
Yes,
So,
sir.
they say that the best wrestling personas are usually yourself turned up to 1,000. So tell us about in-ring Darren Hale and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you and kind
Mhm.
of tell us how your in-ring persona has evolved over time.
Yes, sir. I love doing this. I love always, that's something I always do a lot, especially after shows. I like to remind myself who I am. If I had to compare in-ring Darren Hill with outside Darren Hill, let's say D, I'd say Darren is he's a a-hole. He's a he's a very obnoxious person. Darren is not somebody I'd be a friend with in real life. Like I would not have him in my friend circles. He's a very annoying, obnoxious a-hole. Um, who's always just trying to figure out the fastest way to get things done. And he'll tell you himself he's the best one at it. Do I firmly believe that? No, I don't believe is the best. Um, to contrast him, me in person, I like to pride myself on being somebody who can talk to people and not be an a-hole, obviously. Um, if just Darren is just one of those guys that you wouldn't approach. Like you would not because he's scary. And I don't think he's that. I don't think I'm scared. But just he's annoying. He just talks too much. And when he's not talking, he's doing some absurd gesture. And if he's not doing some absurd gesture, he's off doing something to mess with somebody to piss somebody off. And that's who he is. That's just what he's good at. And if he's not out there on the side of the ring pissing somebody's off, he's in the middle of the ring doing something that you never expected. He's very, very, very unpredictable. And that's what makes him annoying because at any moment something can just happen. If I could compare him to somebody, it would be Deadpool, not in the cool way, but in the very shut the hell up, close your mouth, stop talking in a way. Um, like if Darren's head got removed from his body, he'd still find a way to talk. Like, he's a very, very motor mouth. I don't like that guy, and of course that's probably what makes him or makes a good character to be is because those are the things that I wouldn't enjoy as a person to have around. So I can amplify that to 1,000 being out there because I'm aware of that, and I like to use some like real life, inspiration, of course, from people, terrible bosses that I've worked for, or just genuine people that I've disliked. Like he's he's the representation of all the coworkers in the past I would not fuck with outside of work. Like that's definitely Darren Hill in a nutshell, if I could describe him best.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, as we said at the beginning, you're based in San Antonio.
Hmm.
What is your favorite thing about San Antonio?
It's a good question. If I had to be honest, I started disliking my city a minute ago, but that's because of public transportation, always having to wait for the bus. But that's just, one of those things. But I love this city, and the one thing, if I had to say my favorite thing about this place, one aside from the wrestling industry and the wrestling biz and seeing everybody in it, I have to say the food. We have really good food. Very diverse food options around here. And I love it. That's my favorite thing to do. My pastime, of course. I gotta watch what I eat a lot. But the food. Obviously, I like to cook in my free time. My career outside of my second job, like, is of course something involved in culinary. Um, but food is just my favorite thing to do is go out. Sometimes, like if I'm not cooking at home, I'll go out to like a restaurant that I've been seeing, but I've never really ordered from, and just sit there and see what they got and try it out. Of course, I don't like to leave reviews. I'm not one of those guys, but just for future reference, just go out, see where I can hang out at, chill, eat, and just head back. Um, yeah, my favorite thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, tell us about your very first match. What was it
Hmm.
like? How did it go? What were your thoughts about it?
Man. See, if I had to, okay, I'm gonna dumb it down to one because technically my first match would be at Rumble. I don't want to use practice matches because I feel like that wouldn't count. Um, my very first match, the tag match, of course, with STK. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that honestly was very scary at first because
Yeah.
meeting Johnny and Bobby was very, very intimidating. But they're very nice guys, but still nice guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
very intimidating to me because obviously if you have that much patience, you can, of course, do anything. But it's very scary. Of course, I feel like with every worker's first match, they're always scared. But it was more scary in the fact that like I felt like I wasn't midway through that I knew that I wasn't going to be cut out for it. Because one of the reasons in martial arts prior to this, one of the reasons why I didn't, because I was supposed to pursue a career with that. The reason I didn't do it was because during my first exhibition bout, I got kicked in the head, and I was just like, all right, I'm not built for this, and I immediately
Yeah.
tapped out of the match and was just like, I can't do this, and I went back to pro
Yeah.
wrestling. And I had a fear that that was going to happen. Like something was going to happen. I was going to take a really bad bump, or I was just going to blow up in the middle of the match, or something even worse. Like I was just going to forget my spot or just look goofy out there. And I was really scared that that was going to take me away from it. But after it, hell no. I was just like, dude, this I can't get enough of this. Like I need more of this. Like even during it was so fun because it was just like I didn't even know I was capable of doing this. Like I hit Bobby Light with a drop kick that couldn't I couldn't do a drop kick for my life. I could not do a proper one for my life to save my life. But when I hit Bobby Light with that and put boots into his chest and did it properly, and I saw the footage afterwards, it was such a crazy feeling because I was like, that's me. I'm watching
Yeah.
my own match right now. Like that's and I'm showing my coworkers and they're like, holy shit, holy shit. And I'm showing my mom and my mom's losing her shit. And I'm showing my dad and he's like, damn, I didn't even know that's what you were doing. Because at this point in time, my dad just thought I was leaving the house to leave the house. Like he didn't think I was training. So when I showed him, he was like, what the hell? That's what you're doing this whole time? Like you're wrestling. Yeah. And of course, it was like, of course. But it was just a crazy feeling afterwards and just being like, no, I'm built for this. Like this is me. This is all me. This is all me. And after my second one, I was like, it's a piece of cake. Like if I'm not doing this for the next couple years or almost the rest of my life, I don't know what else I'm gonna be doing because this is it. Like I'm cut out for this. Like this is my bread and butter.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So now, if you can narrow it down, what is your favorite match that you've been a part of?
Sheesh, there's so many. There's so many. Ugh. My most favorite one though. My most favorite one. Mm, I've had a lot of good ones. I'd have to say my favorite one though would be a recent one that I just had. It was my first solo match. Actually, first one-on-one. Because I've been doing ever since I not distance. There's been like an off season that me and the Chosen were on. And it's
Hmm.
just been like me in the bookings. Um, so I've recently just been doing a lot of like triple threats, but I recently got to do my first ever one-on-one in my whole career. Um, and it was against Revan Dark. Revan Dark? Yeah, Revan. Because Dark Revan, Revan Dark, however, I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, Revan, if you're watching this, I love you, Revan. But it was against Revan, and I'd been wanting to face Revan for so long. He was on the dream list of like dream matches of people. I have a bunch more people. Caius is on that list too, and I faced him. But sorry, Caius, but Revan's my favorite one because I got to really show what I was made of in that match. There was a spot in there where I did a vertical stalling vertical suplex where I picked him up off the top rope, and buddy, it was beautiful. I kept it there, came down safe as all ever. We looked good doing it. Revan did his job. I did my job. It looked amazing, and it was the first time I've ever done that on anyone. Thank God. But it's my favorite one because I really ultimately got in there and I was able to show everybody like Darren Hale is a good solo dude. Like like I'm a good one-on-one competitor too if I really want to be. And I got to really show off like my new style, like a new flair. And like I feel like this new style is me stepping into myself. And that's what I felt like happened during that match. And honestly, I had a lot of doubt going into it. I still had a lot of doubt coming out of it when it was over, but fortunately for me, I'm surrounded by a lot of great people in the wrestling biz, and they all reassured me that I belong here, and that should be an example of that. And if I want to ever like show that to myself, I can go back and look at that match and be like, yeah, this is me. This is my work. It really just showed, like I said, it really just showed me that I can do this. Like all the doubt that I had before was just silenced. Like this is this is definitely the highlight of my career so far.
Gotcha. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure you've picked up a few of these. What is your biggest wrestling related pet peeve?
Ooh, like that's the thing I don't like the most, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh. Aside from aside from people really believing in their characters, I'd have to say the must. Some people don't know how to shower. Like they don't know how to frequently shower. And as a heel, I'm gonna mention it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk my shit. You smell. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Um, the must. A lot of guys take it too personally, and I feel like we're too grown to be taking that personally, bro. If you smell, that's a you thing. That's a responsibility you lacked on. Because there's just who walks into something knowing that you're gonna get into like okay, I get it. We done the guy, not the guys who've done combat sports. Like rolled around on the mat in jujitsu, you're gonna stink. But you don't walk into jujitsu training smelling. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you're gonna roll around on the mat, dude. You don't go like there's a lot of dudes who could like very much neglect their hygiene. And it's like, brother, we're literally that's literally our thing. Like we're supposed to look good. Like hygiene should be very high on this list. Like it's just I don't know. Like I get you forgot your deodorant, but at least ask somebody in the back if they have something. You can't just show up here. And I get maybe you got off of work. That's cool. Warn somebody at least. Don't just come in
Yeah.
here smelling up the place, man. And not only that,
Yeah.
you gotta change, dude. You gotta take your pants off to put your trunks on. We're gonna smell that. Like nobody.
Yep.
And then nobody wants to smell that when they're in a match for about 30 minutes. Come on, man. Come,
No.
come on.
No.
We're too grown to
Yep.
not be taking care of ourselves like this.
Yep. I've mentioned this before, but back in my days training BJJ, there was always one guy who never washed his gi, and it was just the worst. I mean,
See, I can't imagine. Because, like, don't get me.
you got to wash your gi, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong. There's been times where I don't wash my knee pads, like, because I had training or I had, like, a show. a really late show and I got home really late and I left my knee pads in my bag and then I happened to just have training, on that other day I forget. But I also like, hey, my knee pads smell really bad, dude. I'm sorry. Or I won't wear them. Or I just won't, because that's how you get a staph infection. Like something like, come on, dude. Like you can't do this all the time.
No, no. So, what is your all-time favorite match as a fan?
As a fan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have a match that is near and dear to your heart that you find yourself circling back to, and it's like comfort food? Do you have such
Yes.
a match?
Yeah, I have to pull it up because I'm pulling it up on this separate screen here because I forgot their names already. But there's a Joshi wrestling match that I watch a lot. Um, I have a lot. I love multiple things, so I have a lot of favorite matches. But if I had to boil it down to one that is like comfort food to me that I just watch this shit out of, oh, let me pull it up right now. I forget their names because they're Joshi wrestlers, and of course I am horrible with the names, especially Japanese ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's a match. It's a phenomenal match. It is literally like the first 5 minutes is just the most beautiful technical wrestling that I've ever seen ever. And it's very fast. And one of the wrestlers in it, her gear is like one of the gears that I want, like is an inspiration for one of the gears that I want further down in my career. But it is an honestly beautiful match that I recommend to everybody. I'm pulling it up right now. It's taking me some time. I have to dig through a pile of other matches. And I watch this one a lot, especially when I'm doing my homework, trying to learn new moves because every time I watch it, there's something new that pops up that I haven't seen on my first watch that I have to go back and watch and like watch in slow motion. Like there's so much going on in it, and it's I can't wrap my mind around it. I need to find it right now. I'm so sorry that I'm taking a while to find this right now.
Oh no, no, that's fine.
Um, what is her name? It's two Joshi wrestlers, and I know one of them is very okay. Found it. It's Mariko Yoshida versus Yumi Fukawa. 1999. Yeah, and I don't know what promotion it was under. But it is one of my favorite matches. Mariko Yoshida versus it came up Yumi Fukawa. It's very, 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 very technical. Um, it's a good example of blending martial arts in lucha style wrestling. And of course, when the Japanese do, they hit hard. So it's
Yes, they
very
do.
Japanese strong style oriented with especially with the holds. Like every hold they get into looks like it does damage, and every
Yeah.
every hit and every strike like it's crazy. Um, but yeah, that's my favorite match of all
Mm-hmm.
time. I watch it all the time. I send it to all my friends when they need ideas. Um, I watch it when I'm at work. Like I watch it when I'm working out. Every single time, I always go back to it. Every single time.
Ab- Absolutely, man. I love Japanese wrestling
Hmm.
just in general.
Hmm.
Especially like you said, the strong style stuff. And the Japanese fans are so different.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean that they don't go bonkers the way American fans do.
yes.
They sit there very quietly, politely
Hmm.
applaud, but
Hmm.
they're loving it, but they're
Yeah.
expressing it in a different way. you
Yeah,
know?
and the crowd work. I feel like if I ever got to work in Japan, I feel like it'd be easier crowd work because it's a respectable thing. They sit and watch, clap when they want to, and then when they get involved,
Yeah.
they get involved. I feel like one of my favorite moments in Japanese wrestling, I think it was when Bruiser Brody scared the shit out of all those
Oh
Japanese
yeah.
people that one time when he jumped over the barrier and just started charging everybody. But yeah, I love Japanese wrestling. That is honestly one of the first things that got me. Crazy enough, it was a character in a video game. It's King from Tekken, a Mexican pro wrestler in a video game who was motion captured by a Japanese wrestler, one of my favorite Japanese wrestlers, especially. And I think that's like a crazy pipeline to look at for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, and this can be past or present.
Hmm.
Who would be a dream opponent? Who would you love to have the opportunity to share a ring with?
If I had the chance to choose, if I had the chance to choose, oh my God, Minoru Suzuki. Oh my God, he is one of my favorite wrestlers. He is on my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. He and like I said before, he motion captured King in Tekken, who was one of my favorite video game characters of all time. That man can kill somebody with them strikes. And I want to face
Yeah,
Prime. If I could face Prime Minoru Suzuki, and I'm not talking about like early days young Suzuki, I mean like Prime Suzuki, like one of the grandfathers of strong style wrestling.
yeah,
I want to face him because I know I'll die. I don't know I'll
yeah,
die. Like not literally, but like I know I'll die just trying to outstrike him and outchop him. And I know that like my body would break before I even give up. Like
yeah,
I would love to go one on one with him because he's one of my favorite. It's so grueling watching him. Like I get so much like if I could describe it like a rush of energy whenever I watch his matches because he's so over like even in his aura and his presence he's so overbearing and like I remember when he had these crazy ass haircuts and all this like
oh
I
yeah,
would I would throw down with him on the mat any day. I would no ropes, no DQ. I would throw down. No pun intended. I would throw
yeah.
down with him any day.
Man, you know what do they call him now? Murder Grandpa. I
Yeah,
mean,
murder. I want to face the murder grandpa. I want to face the murder grandpa. I would love to
yep,
face him. I would. It would probably look like when Asuka faced him on that one on one, and he just like completely murdered her. Yeah, that's that.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely
I'm,
that.
I remember a few years ago on an episode of AEW
Mm.
watching him and Brian Danielson go at it. Man, that was
Oh,
sick.
beautiful! Such a beautiful match. Beautiful
Yep,
match. Beautiful match.
yep,
Oh, I
yep,
love
yep.
it. I loved it.
So, what is your favorite move? What is something that you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do, and that can be giving or receiving?
Okay. I'd say my favorite move to give my my finisher, the Darren driver, which is just a Michinoku driver. I love hitting the Michinoku. It's just a body slam it's a sit out body slam. But I love
Yeah.
holding people in the air while I do it and spinning because when I spin with it, it looks so devastating. I love it because it's such an easy move to do, and if you do it well enough, like if you hook the guy's head right, you can make it look so devastating, and especially the Michinoku. It's my favorite. One, I there's not a move that I won't take, so I won't say that there's a move that I won't do or won't take, but a move that I try to hesitate on a lot, um, I'd have to say that's it's something so simple, a backdrop. I won't do a backdrop. I'm not saying I won't do a backdrop, but I try to hesitate from doing one because my body likes to over rotate midair, and I've been so close
Mm-hmm.
to it falling on my head multiple times, and that's still me learning how to do it properly. I'm not saying that I can't do it, but still trying to get my body not to over rotate so much. So I won't do backdrop so much, and it's such an old school move too, to the point where my dad, my trainer, my coach, my dad, just beat it into us senselessly. Like it was one of those moves that was like not a good move for me to do that I wasn't good at doing. So it was like, all right, we're gonna do 50 of them until you learn, and there's not gonna be any stops. And when we take water breaks, they're gonna be very small. And we're gonna keep going until you throw up. And it's like, geez, I'm never gonna do this because I hate it. And I got good at it, of course, but it was just like so miserable the process of doing it to the point where it's like, dude, I just won't do this. Like, I just won't call this in a match. Like, I won't put this in a match. Like, no,
Gotcha.
I won't do it.
Gotcha. So, a move that is not in your current move set, but if there is a move that you could suddenly snap your fingers and be able to do, what move would you love to be able to do that you currently cannot?
a moonsault, a standing moonsault, or just a moonsault. I can do it. It's good. It's just sloppy. I wish I can do like the Jacob Fatu moon or the Tiffany Stratton moon. I wish I can just do that. And I could possibly can. I don't doubt that I could. It's just I wish I can just look as cool as them doing it. Or Christopher Daniels.
Oh yeah,
Or the
man.
lion salt. Like I wish I can. Prince Pretty can do that really well. Prince Pretty, someone who has the best lion salt right now. I'd have to say in the game right now is Prince Pretty. That motherfucker will be hitting it on anywhere, like in the ring, outside of the ring, like it's crazy. But I wish I can do that. I wish I can just. I had that sort of like way of going backwards. But for some reason, I can do a front flip like a 450 perfectly. But a moonsault, I can't. I can't do at all for some reason. Or a shooting star, I can't do.
Gotcha. So, you've been doing this long enough that I'm sure this applies to one degree or another. So I'll ask you, what hurts right now?
My back.
Your
My
back?
back. I'm in constant pain of my back, and that's because like I attacked the mat when I bump, and that's unfortunately my demise. But my back hurts. My back hurts. If it's not my back, it's my legs, my thighs and my legs because I work out my core and my legs out a lot. It don't look like it, but but my back. I have to lay on the floor sometimes of how bad it hurts. Um, there's a lot of things I can't do. I wouldn't say there's a lot of things I can't do. There's a lot of things I just refuse to do sometimes, just cause of my back. But yeah, my back really hurts.
Gotcha. So during the time you've been doing this, what is the worst bump you have taken?
Whew. Man, I have a whole list of those. Oh man, if I could say, holy shit. Man, the worst bump I've ever taken. And I've taken bumps on concrete, like clothesline bumps, and I don't even think those were the worst ones. I think the worst one would have to be, um, I took a suplex onto wood, straight wood, and that was the worst shit ever. And it was during a match. It was during a rumble, actually, a battle royal. So I had to get up and move out the way and move on to the next thing. I was working for a company. I won't say who. I won't say which promotion. I won't name any names. I won't name any names. But I was working for a promotion. They wanted us to do a battle royal at the start of the show, and of course it was like a 10-man. So I went in there as one of the guys supposed to like direct traffic and stuff. So I was of course throwing people out, conducting things, calling things with people, eliminating them, just doing what I got to do. And at some point, somebody picked me up and gave me a body slam on the same mat, on the same like part of the mat that didn't have padding, and it was directly on there. And I was like, okay. And so I was trying to recover from that. And as I'm recovering from that, I'm obviously the heel, so everybody's trying to get one over on me. As I'm recovering from that, some dude comes up, body slam, and I'm like, what? And by the time I already hear what he's saying, I'm already in the air. And I think it was just the anticipation that killed it for me. But the moment I went down, I just remember feeling like a sharp pain in the center of my back that reverberated all the way down like to my elbows. And I just remember like just my body just taking a screenshot and just I remember just tensing up so badly and just having all the air knocked out of me. But luckily there's so much adrenaline rushing through me that I was able to just like be conscious enough to like roll out of the way for the next spot. I just remember just sitting there and being like, what am I doing? Like what is this? What is going on right now? And it's just like that was the worst pain ever.
Questioning your life choices.
Yes, like what led me to this point? And it was horrible. I couldn't sleep properly for like a week. It was bad. It's still my back's like where I got slammed still bothers me till this day. Like and
Yep.
I like I said, I've taken concrete bumps like and those weren't as bad because there's turf over it. So like there was at
Right.
least some sort of padding. But no,
Yeah.
that wood bump was just the worst thing ever.
No
The
doubt,
worst.
no doubt. But like you were saying though, adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
Yes,
I
very
mean,
much so. I swear, if I didn't have that shit, I would not be talking to you right now. I would just be a fan of wrestling. Like I wouldn't be a current worker. I would be at the shows, just I wouldn't be in the ring.
Gotcha. So knowing everything you know at this point in your life, 25 years in, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Oh my God. Don't worry about what people say. Don't worry so much about people who aren't as cool as you would say or think. And also don't hang around people who really don't want the best for themselves. Just stop worrying so much about what people have to say or feel about you because you're gonna get to a point in your life where it's going to like that's gonna be your whole thing is what people say about you. And it can either make or break you. And honestly, have it make you, you know? Don't stress so much about people and what they're gonna do because at the end of the day, people are gonna do what they choose to do, and that has nothing to do with you. Um,
Right.
that is what people choose to do has nothing to do with you. Just focus on what makes you happy and what makes the people you love happy. And at the end of the day, you'll have peace. Like everything will be chill. Like, it's the best advice I can give anyone. And honestly, if I could tell my younger self, I would like screw that into his brain right now.
Absolutely. So, do you have any pre show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
Honestly, yes. I wouldn't call it. I would call it a tradition. Honestly, it's just I do it so. I didn't even realize how much I do it so often. Um, Reassurance. Just reminding myself, I belong here, and not only here in wrestling, but in the world in general. Because I struggled with a lot back then. Not to get on that, but I just like to reassure myself that I'm where I need to be, and I got myself here. I didn't. I'm the one who got out of bed this morning, and not only to wrestling and the career, but I actually got out of bed this morning and woke up and put my clothes on and brushed my teeth and I made myself presentable for being here. So first I reassure myself of where I'm at. I do a little prayer into the world. I'm a very spiritual person, so a little chakra Hindu prayer, a little prayer into the gods and whatnot. Of course I do my warm-ups, jump around. I don't know what they're called. There's a proper term for them. Lymphatic jumps or something. I don't even remember. I don't even know if that's the proper name for them. But I get warmed up with that. If I have I read The Art of War a lot. So if I ever have that book with me, I'll read maybe a page or so, or just a paragraph. And then I'll just play my music and just focus on what I need to do. Um, I'll do push-ups, maybe run in place. I do a lot of stretches, like if I could, I don't know if they're called like I don't know what they're called, but I do stretches that they taught me in Muay Thai and stuff to sort of like get my body going. And that's what I do before every show. One of my favorite things to do is just look back on everything that I've done and just be proud of how far I've come. Even if I think it's not that far, like I still have to, be proud of something. So yeah.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So, something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. So, one of my recent guests, a wrestler from out in California by the name of G4, he posed this question, and that is, would you ever wrestle barefoot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Von Erichs did it. That's honestly, it's crazy that he asked that because that's honestly like something I plan on doing in the future. Wrestling without shoes. I've seen dudes do it. I wouldn't do it all the time just because I've seen ring setups, man. I know it's around those rings sometimes, but I would definitely wrestle without shoes. Yeah, I'd say that's on the list definitely.
Gotcha. And since this is part of a series, do you have a question you would like to ask to the next guest?
Yes. Huh. Would you ever wrestle a bear?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
How would you answer that?
I would wrestle a bear. I would 100. What's his name? Or Habib did it. Habib wrestled a bear.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like I could. I mean, I'd probably die in the process. But hey, if I live, I get to tell the tale that I wrestled a bear. I didn't win, but I wrestled a bear. Like I would definitely do it. I'll probably hit like a if I could at that time. hit a moonsault if I on the bear. But yeah, I would definitely do that.
You know, what you need to do is come up behind the bear and hit a poison rana.
Exactly. You would never be expecting that. I feel like that would do some fucking damage. I would definitely do damage to a bear. Oh boy, you'd have to clear that bear too, like the height. That's a very funny visual.
You know, with your luck though, you would jump up there and the bear would just no sell it, and then you'd be like, you're hanging off the
Off the
bear's
back,
head.
or he would roll into it. He would roll into it and pop up like Will Ospreay and just like stare at me, or like Kenny Omega and just like no self stare at me.
Yep, absolutely. So, you know, during his farewell tour, John Cena kept emphasizing the idea of leaving wrestling better than he found it. And I thought that was a really cool concept. And so, you know, I've kind of incorporated this into my repertoire with the show. What are you doing in wrestling to try to, you know, ultimately someday when you're done with the business, how are you trying to leave wrestling better than you found it?
Like, honestly, just being honest, being upfront with everyone, people I work with. Of course, not like brutally honest or everything, letting it all hang out, but just being upfront. Telling guys, you know, as an adult too, just telling guys, hey, that's out of character, man. That's like outside of this. That's you know, as a person, you know, that's very out of character, and just holding each other accountable. Definitely as wrestlers too. A lot of us, what we don't do is we kind of tend to ignore things and let them happen. And it's kind of made this sort of toxic space in wrestling and especially in the community. Like it's sort of made this tribalism and like everybody is like me, mine. When in reality, we all started this and are in this because we're fans of the business, and not only the business, but the art of lucha libre. So at its heart, why should we sit here and throw these barbs at each other and not hold each other accountable for things when somebody makes a mistake? And I feel like when we hold each other accountable, there's only room for growth. And there's been multiple times where people um, before me who hold me accountable for a lot of the things that I've done and the mistakes I've made as a young person in the business and a young talent in the business too, someone who's just starting. And I really appreciate a lot of those people, a lot of the locker room leaders, and a lot of the people that I can honestly say like that have been in this much longer than me, that I can honestly say have really been good at that and showing good leadership. And in a sense, what I've been trying to do is just honestly hold myself accountable and hold my peers accountable for a lot of those things. And allowing space for people to just make mistakes and talk about them and be vocal about them and just be open about things, because that's just the biggest thing that's going to help. Like at the end of the day, community. Like not to make a pun out of where I'm training, but community is, it's very important that we have that. And honestly, like, because we don't know what people are going through at the end of the day, and we don't know what led people to get to this point in wrestling or what got them here. But all we know is that at the end of the day, this is what they love and this is what we love, and we're here for a reason. And I feel like if people start realizing that and remembering that more and more, um, you know, we can have peace in this. Like we can make this much easier, much smoother than how it is now. And I ultimately want to just, you know, leave behind, just hopefully I can leave behind that impact of just being like, yeah, you know, go tell your homies, check in on your homies, but also tell them when they're, you know, when they're making mistakes, and, you know, grow together. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're pretty much at the end of things now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
Honestly, what's today's date? The 16th. 16th. I wouldn't say I have anything coming up soon. I would say on March 27th, I do have a show with Community Wrestling. at High Tones. We do it every other Friday, I believe, of the month. But yeah, March 27th is the most recent show, or the next show I have coming up. And next month, I don't know. Sometime in April, I'm going to be working for Jimmy Perez Productions in Seguin. So that's my other show. I'll be posting both on my socials, or I only have one social. I'll be posting both on my Instagram.
Gotcha. Well,
Yes, sir.
as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown in the immediate future, this Friday, the 20th, 7 p.m. Eastern, episode 210. It just blows my mind that I've actually managed to do 210 of these now. And our guest is going to be a wrestler out of Maryland.
Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah, the man to see, AJ Brown.
Ooh, I like that
And
name.
and actually we're actually booked up now through the majority of the month of April. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. So definitely keep an eye on my socials,
Yes, sir.
because we're continuing to roll right along, and man, it's just exciting to be on this ride.
Yes.
And before we wrap all this up, do you have any final words for the audience?
Um, don't forget, we're all in this together, okay? Mi lucha es tu lucha. My fight is your fight. So we're not in this, you're not
See,
alone. You're never alone. We're in this together. In the ring, outside of the ring, you always have somebody there for you because community at the end of the day is always going to be there for you. La Raza will save you. I'm saying it now.
absolutely. And for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And really until Friday night, the 20th, with AJ Brown, episode 210, 7 p.m. Eastern. Be good to each other, love each other, and let's keep throwing down.